Well, hello there, everybody. This is Jason, Zombie Collector, and yeah, I'm going live. Going live. And I thought I'd hang out for a bit today. See if anybody wants to get in and chit chat. It's 7:36 p.m. on Friday. I might have already said Friday. So I thought I'd just go live and do a little show and tell, little card rummage, little box rummage, and maybe show some of my stuff that I've been going through. That's the good thing about when you do a rummage. You kind of go, "Oh yeah, I had that card. I forgot." So like I said in previous videos, I mentioned I had been going in my garage and finding more and more memorabilia, more cards. I got a whole bunch of sealed wax. Sealed wax. Now nothing too great. A lot of junk wax era stuff. But I do have some 93 top sealed wax. I think Jeter's in there. There's a possibility some gold Jeter actually could be happening in that. So that's cool. I didn't realize I had some of that. A lot of it's like I said, really low end stuff. It may be fun to open up just for kicks and giggles. Maybe find something, kind of cool or unique or whatever, but nothing too fantabulous. At least I don't think. So, but yeah, I was going through my cards and I had my phone in front of me, and I was like, you know what? Let me just go live for a bit. I don't know if this is going to be a 5-minute live session or 5 hours. I don't know if you all can hear. I got some music playing in the background to set the ambiance, just to have and just hang out. It looks like it's getting ready to rain here in Indiana. It looks like it, maybe not, but we will see. So yeah, tomorrow's my son's first football game in middle school. It's a scrimmage with other 7th graders, and then they end up playing the 8th graders for the second game. So it'll be interesting. And then they play next week on a game that counts. And I'm super excited for them, but I'm also a little bit nervous. It's kind of nerve wracking as a parent, when your kids play sports, especially when it's football. At least for me, I never thought in a million years I'd be a father of a kid who plays football, but he started playing a couple years ago and just really loved it, and now he's all about that life. And it's sometimes a little bit scary because you just always, every time he gets hit, I'm always like, man, please hop back up, please pop back up, And so, it's been pretty rough sometimes seeing your kid getting this like drilled by another football player coming at him. My son, he plays defense. He's playing safety this year as of right now, and then on offense, he's playing running back. So when you're in the 7th grade, middle school definitely, but definitely 7th grade, a lot of the plays are going to be running plays. They're not going to trust these young guys being quarterback, throwing the ball all over the field. They're just not quite there yet. So if you're a wide receiver, which a lot of the boys like to be a wide receiver because there's lots of glory, we all know, and being a wide receiver, if you obviously catch the ball and can run into the end zone, then that's a big howdy do. But they're not gonna do a whole lot of running, I don't believe. I'm sorry, they're not gonna do a whole lot of passing. So running backs are going to be a lot. So he's one of just a handful of running backs. I think there's 4 running backs as of right now. And so he's one of the 4 guys, and I'm sure they'll be running those boys in and out a lot. So I'm a little bit nervous for him because I'm sure he's going to get lots of playing time, which is good. Get experience, get confidence and all that, but not super excited about him playing, and then some kid just like smashing them. So we'll see how that shakes out. Did not know that Willie Sturgill's actual real name is Wilver. Has anybody ever brought that to other people's attention that Willie Stargell's real God-given name. And his middle name's even more hilarious. Wilver Dornell Stargell. Wilver. Hey, what up, Henry? You saw Jungle Cruise. I'm sorry. Was it any good? I feel like that movie looked like a complete dumpster fire of a film. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am wrong. There we got Rod Carew on a 70, what, 7? Is that what this is? 77 tops. There you go. Then we got a 1960 or 1970 Jim Palmer. Jim's middle name, Alvin. Alvin Simon Theodore. It was like Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. Oh, really? Well, that movie kind of sucked, actually. I did not like Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. I thought that was actually one of the weaker Indiana Jones. I know they're doing a part 5 right now. I think they're up to 5. I heard Harrison Ford got hurt in real life or something, or I'm not for sure. There's a Billy Martin card when he was coaching with the Tigers. But I was not a fan of part whatever 5, 4, whatever the Crystal Skull was. Not a huge fan. Then we got a Frank Robinson, Willie Mays Hayes, Billy Middlefinger Martin. Oh yeah, that's right. You're right. Oh, and Orlando Cepeda. So that's 3 Hall of Famers on one card. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. And this card's actually in pretty okay. I mean, obviously it's pretty off center, left or right, but it's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Then we got Carl Erskine here. And I think this is 57. 57 tops, Carl Erskine. Carl. Spoiler alert, I bought an Aaron Judge number. Wow, there you go. Aaron Judge number 10. Did you see that home run he hit last night at the Field of Dreams? The Field of Dreams, where dreams are made. He hit a bomb, a 3-run bomb. I watched the first 5 or 6 innings, I believe, with Luca last night. Here we got a Jose. What? We have a Jose Rizzuto, and we watched it a lot. You know, I thought it would be cool to watch with my son because, one, I've introduced Luca to the Field of Dreams movie. He likes it a lot. I don't know if I want to use the word he loves the movie, but he definitely likes it. He watched it. You know, we have that connection. I think a lot of fathers and sons watch that movie. Obviously, there's nothing I'm going to add to that conversation that hasn't been already said. But I introduced it to him when he was probably like 10 or 11, so a couple years ago. And so watching the game, I thought we would enjoy together, and he did. We actually sat there and watched, and I go, "Do you want to play video games?" He's like, "No, I want to sit here and watch the game with you, Dad. It's fun." And I'm like, "Oh, son, you're the best. I love you. You're just the best." So when he said that, his birthday's not even coming up. I mean, he's still a couple months away for his birthday, so he must have really meant that because he was not trying to like gun for a cool birthday present by trying to schmooze me, trying to be an old schmoozer. Oh, the schmoozer. There we go. Preacher Rowe, he ain't no schmoozer. Elwin Charles Rowe. Philip Francis Rizzuto, nickname Scooter. Oh, that's why you bought the card, because of the home run he hit. Yeah, we all know for sure that Topps is going to do like 50,000 different Topps Now cards from the Field of Dreams experience. You're going to have Kevin Costner walking out of the corn, everybody who hit a home run, any kind of magical moment. They're going to do like 50,000 of those Field of Dreams cards, like they did that ridiculous one with Fauci, like trying to throw out the first pitch last year, which was a complete, just utter laughable experience. but they try to milk that for the much. They did the Bernie Sanders card. Did they do a Bernie Sanders card too? Oh my gosh! So I mean, you already know. You already know, boys and girls, that that's coming down the road for sure. Then we got Donnie Boy Newcomb right here. Online exclusive. Online exclusive. They're going to have their very first corn relics. So when they do the next Topps Online exclusive Topps Now cards from the Field of Dreams, they're going to have a corn exclusive edition where they're going to have kernels of corn in the card. So when you get the card, it'll be signed by Aaron Judge, and a few kernels of corn will be sprinkled in for good measure that they're going to encapsulate in the card. This is kind of just random. It's a Chicago Daily. What does it say? Scram? Scrum. No, I don't think it's Scrum. That's an A. Scram Sox Sign Jordan. This is definitely a 1990s. Oh, geez. Okay, it's a commercial. So this is definitely like a 19 whatever. Whenever he left the Cubs, the Bulls, was it like 92, 93, whatever he was doing? So there you go. Right here. Oh, this is a 3.5, almost 4 hour long one. Right. So they're playing off of the Bo No. So let's read what the back says. Sox sign Jordan. In a shocking announcement today in Chicago, Michael Jordan said that he had signed a contract to play baseball with the Chicago White Sox. Jordan will join fellow two-sport superstar Bo Jackson in the White Sox outfield. Oh, I forgot he was playing for the White Sox at the time. Do they ever end up playing the outfield for the White Sox together? I don't think so. I feel that at this stage of my career, this is a logical step to play baseball. I love the game, and I want to show the people that Michael knows, just like Bo. That was a quote from the great one, Michael Jordan. Not to be confused with the LeBum James. Talking about not being bums. Joe Morgan in this 1969, right? 1969 Topps card. Joe Morgan with the Houston, not the Houston 49ers, Houston Colts, right? It's the Colts. Not to be confused with the Indianapolis Colts. Still looking at some cards. Wow, this one has a whole lot of awesomeness on this 1962 National League batting leaders. We have Frank Robinson, Stan the Man Usual, and Henry Aaron right there. Not to mention, I believe, Tommy Davis and what is that guy's name? Tommy Davis and Bill White. So there you go. That's a pretty cool card to have. I don't remember having this card. This might be one of those ones where I end up sending it off to get graded, and I can wait for like 82 years to get it back, and then I'll have to pay $175 because that was that's a deal. That's the real deal, Lucille. The usual suspects. Oh, Henry with the jokes today. Josie on vacation, far away from the outfield. Here's a 3 Hall of Famer card as well. This is like an 85 Topps. We got Steve Carlton. What else? Fergie Jenkins and Tom Seaver. That's a cool card to have. That'll probably end up going on eBay, I'm assuming, at some point. It's pretty well centered. Looks pretty good. The colors are popping. It's popping. Popping lock. Then we got Juan Marichal, the 1969 Juan card. I know you really want it. I know you really want it. Look at that youngster. He looks like a little kid in this picture. He's like, come on, Dad, put me in. I'm ready. I don't even know how old he was. He started playing. His rookie season was 1960. It looks like. So there you go. So he's been playing up to this point nine seasons. Been pretty young. Somebody who does not look young and who was not young was his 1979 Yaz. Old Yaz. Yastrzemski. Kyle Yastrzemski. Come on, Kyle. Kyle Yastrzemski. His son, or no, grandson, right? Mike Yastrzemski plays for the Giants, if I'm not mistaken. It shows the car going back to 61. 61. So there you go. And then this is, I don't know who this is. I think I kept this car. Oh, Jim Cott. That's who this is. Jim Cott. Or is it Cat? Jim Cott. I want to say Jim Cott. That's what I want to say. Don't know if I'm right. I could be wrong. But your Tops Now FOD cars before they're gone. What's FOD stand for, Henry? Oh, Field of Dreams. Got it. Yeah. I just had to say it out loud. Yeah. No kidding. That's what's going to happen. Definitely that's what they're going to be doing. There we go. Old Jim Cott with old Fireball with the Minnesota Twins. With the Twins. Then we got Bobby Bonds. Bobby Bonds on the 1970. On the 1970 Giants Tops card. Right there. Oh, Bobby Bonds. Not to be confused with his son, Barry. Barry Bonds. This is Daddy Bobby Bonds. Bobby was born, it looks like, here in 1946. So there you go. Oh, Bobby Bonds. Bobby Lee Bonds. Bobby Lee. Check eBay. They already did $15.25. So for the corn relic, I'm sure there is. Is there really a corn relic? Please tell me there is. Because I had no idea if that's true or not. If that's true, there's actually a corn relic. Dude, I have like ESPN or something because that is legit. I just thought that'd be like another way for them to like just, drain people of money. And there'd be some schmuck out there buying a Field of Dreams corn relic. I'll go and get a corn relic if you want. I'll just go out here in Indiana. There's plenty of corn around here. I will get a stalk of corn, get a ear of corn, pull it out off the stalk, shave it down, and I'll put some corn on a card, a couple cards, and smash it down, and I'll send it your way. You have a little corny card, a little corny card sandwich. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that's a real thing. Dude, I cannot even believe that's a real thing. I'm like in shock right now. I am in shock. Almsville Corn Festival coming up soon. Is that in Oregon? We got a Bob Gibbs. We got Bobby Gibson here on the 1972 Tops. Yeah, sometimes I forget I even have these cards. Everybody thinks my collections is Japanese baseball players that suck and no one likes. I'm sure they think that. But once in a while, I have a little bit of a card collection that I've been curating over the years that I pick up. I don't always show off all my cards. That's where you done live, boy. Boy, that's where you live, boy. Well, I guess there you go. You're gonna go yourself a corn festival. You got yourself, Henry, a corn festival. Bob Gibson not going to any corn festivals this year. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us. Born in Omaha, Nebraska, U.S. of A. Another person who's born in U.S. of A. This is a 1971 Black Beauty of Henry Hammer and Hank Aaron. Now, this is not a beautiful card to say as far as condition is concerned, but it is a beautiful card because, one, you got Hank Aaron, the true home run king, on this card. It's been a little bit beat up. It's not actually that really bad off center, surprisingly. Oh, is that right, Rick? Oh, you gonna build a dollar? We got dollar bill, yeah, dollar bill, yeah. I got Rick with a dollar bill, dollar bill, dollar bill. We go 2. Anybody got 2? Yeah. Would that be hilarious if I start doing an auction, just like out of the blue? 150. I got 150 down here in the front row. Well, that'd be hilarious if I start doing an auction. Like none of the OGs are really coming back to the channel. I'm sure I've burned a lot of people, which is fine. A lot of people got butt hurt that I pulled the whole I'm done with baseball thing, which I totally get, and I don't begrudge anybody who does that. You know, I get it. You don't want to invest in a channel and then the person ups and like bounces and will do it multiple times. I completely get that. I would do the same thing, quite frankly. But I don't think I'll be doing any auctions because of those reasons, because I'm not looking to like give my cards away for like next to nothing, not an enchilada. So we probably ain't gonna go down that route. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So we probably won't be doing that. As I hold my fake cigar in my mouth, like, man, you know what I mean? I'm doing pretty good on eBay. I've been selling cards. I mean, sometimes they're cards. I mean, sometimes I put cards on eBay for like a quarter and they sell for like $1. So I make like 50 cents off of it or 45 cents or whatever. Sometimes they, and I mean, that's like very few. Actually, a lot of times I'm making, I put cards on there that sell for $5, $8, $10, $12 a lot of times. And I'm thinking, did I miss something? Maybe I did. But I mean, a lot of times I'm putting cards on there that don't really, it's not like hot new young players that I might not be aware of. I'm putting up there like 80s cards. I'm putting on some 60s, 70s, 80s cards of like, stars, semi-stars, but nothing crazy. Like I put a George Barrett, like a 1980 card or something. I mean, I look them up online before I put it up for sale, like raw. And I think that card usually goes for raw was like a couple bucks. And that one sold for almost 20, I think. And I was like, oh my gosh, what? $20 for this raw Brett 80 All-Star card or something? I had nothing in it. I mean, I've had it since probably, I don't know, before there was internet, I would assume. So, I mean, sometimes I have that stuff. I mean, a lot of times I have like inserts over the years of just like nobody players. I'll put that stuff in there. Like I'll go through these boxes. I have like the one I'm doing right now. And I'll be like, I'll get rid of this. So I'll put it up for a quarter. Sometimes I'll put it up for $1. Sometimes I'll put them up for a penny if it's like somebody I really don't think is going to sell. But a lot of times what happens is this is not anything that no one else knows. It's not like it's a trick of the trade. Not like somebody like turning tricks and everything. But it's, you put that on there. You put a couple cards on there you think aren't going to go for very much. And you're hoping they'll get bid on by a guy who's bidding on other cards. And they'll just throw that on the pile, because I do free shipping. So they're not going to be any charge there. And that happens a lot. So a lot of times I'll get a couple people into watching a lot of the cards because I have a couple big boys, a couple big dogs on the listing, and I'll throw like a half dozen to a 10 of just like nobody cards, and then they do pretty well. So when I put them down for a penny or a quarter, I end up selling them for a couple bucks, and usually on on the low end cards I'm making about $1 a card, which is fine. And then sometimes I'm making a lot more than that. I mean, for sure, a lot of times I'm making $5, $8 per card. And I mean, these are cards just sitting in these boxes I'm not even looking at. So I'm just like, all right, we're gonna play that game of I'm not even paying attention to these cards or these players, and I'm making $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, sometimes $10, $12 off of one card. And I've been doing a lot more recently. So like I'm doing like a lot of my Japanese overflow that I've been getting over the years. I'm sending a lot of that. I'm doing big lots of cards of like 50 card lots, 100 card lots. I'm doing like players that are like juicer that are known juicers or highly suspected to be juicers. So like I got like a Jeff Bagwell lot on there right now. I got a Ivan Rodriguez lot on there right now. So I am like throwing in like those are, I think 25 cards or 50 cards. Though some of them are just random base cards. Some of them have some inserts. But I mean, I do Jose Canseco. A lot of times I'm making after shipping. I'm usually making on some of these lots, $10, $15 per sale. Sometimes more, sometimes a little bit less. It depends. But I'm doing all right. And it's just fun. It's kind of addicting now, to be honest. Like watching things you put up sell for a lot of money. Like I think I told this story already before, but I had recently, just last week or 2 weeks ago, I had a Naomi Osaka rookie card from her Sports Illustrated. I ended up selling that car for almost $80 raw. I had a Chinese card, some autographed Chinese card from Chinese Taipei, sell for over 90. I've had a couple of cards, like I said, that sell from there between like 8 to 12 to $20 per card. So, and I'm only putting a handful of cards on a week. So it's not like I'm putting up a 500 cards and I'm getting like 2 or 3 decent sales. I'm talking about I'm putting up like 4 to 8 cards a week, maybe. That's it. I'm talking about 8's like literally like on the high end of it. And I'm still making, just on the card sales, probably like $40 or $50, I would say, depending on what I'm putting up there. I'm still selling a lot of DVDs and Blu-rays. I'm still selling a lot of movie memorabilia, a lot of autographs. I'm selling my autograph collection off for the most part. I'm going to be putting a lot more autographs on there next week. I already pulled those. They're going to be on there to be selling. And I got a lot of Japanese mini posters. Those sell for anywhere from a couple quarters to $3 or $4, and I got those for free. When I lived in Japan, I would just get stacks of they're called chirashi, like mini Japanese posters. And the subject matter is everything. It can be Japanese movies to American, Hollywood blockbuster movies and all the in-betweens. But so I do pretty good on those too, and I have $0 in that. So, rarely am I losing money. I guess if something sells for a quarter and I'm about shipping it for like 75 cents, and obviously I've lost money now. But I have so many that I sell for $2, $3, $4. It makes up the difference for the 1 or 2 that doesn't. So it's good. Let's see. I sold a raw Kobe Bryant Topps rookie card with a price was shot up to $650. Now that's going for like graded 9. And now they're going for like graded 9. So they're going for like graded 9,000. I guess that's what you mean. 9,000 for under that. Is that what you're saying? A graded Kobe is going for $9,000 rookie card? I could be reading that wrong. I need affordable, so offload. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, dude. I'm doing that, Henry. I'm 100% doing that. Like I'm going through these boxes, and I'm like seriously tunnel vision with my Japanese ball players, with Don Manley. I'm focusing on some like Cincinnati Reds autographs. Less than $650. See, there you go. Boom. So you did all right. You did all right. That's the thing is, sometimes you just get lucky and you strike while the iron's hot. It's hot. It's getting hot in here. So you sometimes just get lucky that way. But for me personally, I'm just focusing on what I'm doing. There's a card show this Sunday. I was thinking about going to, but I actually was invited to go to the Indianapolis 500 track on Sunday with a bunch of friends. So I'm going to go to that. I've never been to the Indianapolis 500. It's a stockyard or I don't know. I don't know. Whatever Sunday is, I don't know what's called. I'm sure maybe Rick, you might know. But as whatever's going on this Sunday at the Indianapolis 500 track, I'm going to be there. And my friends I'm going with, there's going to be like 6 of us. All these ladies and me. So, yeah, some ladies and myself on Sunday at the racetrack there in Indianapolis. So I lucked out there. I was like, you're really inviting me? Me and all you women are going to all hang out all day long at the track? But so apparently my in particular friend, she knows somebody or something and got tickets on the track. So we're on the track. We have our own like concierge or whatever that's called. Like you have your own like area, like your own area where you're kind of like being treated like the top tier of everybody, I guess. You have your own like bar, you have your own restaurant. They come and take care of you at your location. You got to travel. We got parking passes that let you inside the actual like arena. You don't got to park out in the back 40. So I was like, really? And I was like, what do I got to pay to go? They're like, she's like, nothing. Just you can bring a cooler full of beer if you don't want to spend money on beer. I was like, really? So I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, okay, yeah, count me in. So I don't know what that's gonna. I don't know what that's gonna look like. I've never done anything like that. I've never once watched anything racing related. But going and sitting and getting able to watch it like in person, right in front of your face. It's supposed to be a beautiful day on Sunday, like the high 70s is as hot as it's gonna get. So I was like, heck yeah, I will go. It would be an experience. Like it's an experience I would never. Like I have no interest in like, you know, being a race car, collector or like end up watching race car driving. But if you're gonna give me free tickets to be on the track and watch them race the cars, I mean, yeah, maybe it's like hockey. Like maybe I'll get lucky and watch a crash. So that'd be cool. But I don't want it to be like Final Destination where they're at a race car event and the cars like wrecking to each other and tires and car parts are flying through and like taking people out. I don't want that. Now that's that. I don't want to sign up for that action. I don't want to be that close to the action. I'm okay with watching them just go around in a circle safely. And there's going to be a crash. It's on the other side of the track, not near us, because I'm a very delicate snowflake. I think it's Indy cars. I could be wrong, Rick. To be honest with you, I do not know. I was just told, hey, do you want to go? I got 6 tickets. Me and all my lady friends are going, and we thought it'd be fun to have you, Jason. You're a fun guy. Much to most people's chagrin on this channel, they're all like, oh, Jason, screw that guy. He's so opinionated and just such a, piece of garbage. F that guy. But no, I refuse. I'm not, you can't stick me in a little box. I'm not going to fit in your box. I'm not going to fit in your box. So there you go. But yeah, so they asked me to go. I was like, heck yeah. Hanging out with a bunch of ladies at a sporting event involving fast cars, food, drinks. I don't know, dude. I mean, who would say no to that, honestly? I mean, I'm not saying no to that. So I'll sign me up. John Schneider from John Schneider from Dukes of Hazzard. I was there a long time ago and heard a crash, and it was like a 2-seater Indy car hitting the water. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I've seen it with my own eye. Well, not in person, but I've seen them like on TV, and of course, on online. I've seen people getting car wrecks and bad things happen, but never. I mean, maybe I won't see anything like that on Sunday. It might be completely, just riding around the track real fast. But I mean, I'm definitely interested in learning a little bit about it. I mean, I would definitely have interest in educating myself and enjoying the time while I'm there. If I'm there for 3 hours or 8 hours, I guess I don't know. I was looking to have a good time. Oh, okay. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, Dukes of Hazzard. That's what I thought you were talking about. Yeah, I figured he's pretty probably a pretty conservative person because you never see him anymore in Hollywood. So I figured if you have any kind of views that aren't popular, you're definitely gonna be on the list. You're gonna be like on the Chris Jericho list. You made the list. John Schneider on the list. So yeah, I'm sure he is. But yeah, here we got a Eloy Jimenez green. I think this is like it doesn't say first year car, but this is like an early Bowman. I'm sure he's still making movies, but he's not like the once Hollywood darling that he once was. So yeah, we got the Billy Ripken black box, not the F face, but the old black box. Recently, there's been a cat that's shown up in my neighborhood, and she's real friendly, and sometimes she's been popping over and hanging out, so I've been feeding her. She's like the the street, the cul-de-sac kitty cat. Like everybody loves taking care of her. So she's been real friendly, and she's been around for a while, a couple months. So she's definitely not like leaving. And so we've been feeding her and watering her, and she's been sticking around. So sometimes she comes in my backyard, just walking around on the deck, being like, "Hey, come out here and feed me. Pay some attention." She lets you pick her up and pet her, and so that's pretty cool. I enjoy that. So yeah. Hey, what up, George? George, the bus. What up? We got Lou Brock right here on this 78, right? 78 Lou Brock. It's actually in pretty good shape, a little offset, of course. But yeah, we got Lou Brock right here. Excuse me. I got up real early today. I worked some OT, and then tomorrow Luke has to be at the field ready to go on at 7:15 in the morning. So that means we're probably having to wake up at least 6:30 to get ourselves together and get him out the door to the football field, the foosball field. That foosball's from the devil. Sweet Lou. Sweet Lou. Here's a Sweet Lou, actually. 1972. Sweet Lou. Sweet Lou Albano. Oh, no, hold on, that's not right. Sweet Lou Brock. Oh, sweet Lou. All right. Sweet Lou. That's a good looking car. It's been loved. Let's say it's been loved on a little bit. It's been loved on a little bit. This card also has been loved on, but there's a couple big boys on this card. A couple big boys. I don't even know what year. 60 National League 66 RBI leader. So it's probably 67, I guess. I don't know. 68. There you go. 1966 RBI leaders. You got Hammer and Hank. You got Bob Clemente and Richie Allen, the Philadelphia zone Richie Allen, who might be in the Hall of Fame sooner than later. He died right before he had maybe the chance of seeing himself get into the Hall of Fame. I know he didn't actually end up going, but he's kind of like hanging on. He's living on the edge. So we'll see. This is a cool card. I think this is his second year card of Mike Lake Trout. I always thought this card had been really cool. I have one a couple years ago. It ain't nobody's fault but my own. And I don't remember the details of the trade, and I could be wrong. I don't remember everything, but I remember JT. And this is no knock at JT, because it was a straight up trade that we were working on when he had came about 3 or 4 months in a row coming to my house, because he was setting up in Indiana right when he first started doing the card show thing. And we would do like a little trade night. We do together. We go pick up wax back in the day when wax was easily to be found. And we crack wax and we do some trading on the wax and just having fun and grabbing bite to eat. And we trade through our cards. And, he would like try to, he knew that I had lots of inserts and like, reds and stuff. And so we would work out little trades while he was here before we go to the show the following morning. And he obviously, and it's not anything that no one didn't know, but he was big on about trying to get some Trout cards. I had a whole bunch of just random Trout cards. And I think him and I did work out some sort of deal, and I could be wrong, and he may remember this better than me. But I remember him was able to loosen my grip, I believe, on a few Trout cards. And I very rarely ever feel regretful or remorse of something like that. But I do kind of feel remorseful. And it might have been just, junk Trout cards. I'm not trying to make it sound like it was anything big. But still to this day, I kind of feel like, man, I shouldn't have made that trade. And then after that, he would come back, as well as a few other people, some other friends. I mean, JT, I consider, he's a good guy that would want to do a trade with working Trout injuries. I had a whole bunch of the tracks. I was opening a ton of wax during the time that he was starting to kind of get big, but he hadn't taken off yet. So I was buying a lot of wax. I just remember him. I remember hearing the name go, oh, yeah, I think he's pretty good. So I'll be putting his cards to the side, and it was a lot of, like I said, like the ones where he's on a card with other players, or like a checklist, or it's a card. It's just a regular base card, but it was kind of cool, like that one where he's sliding. And I remember thinking that he ended up getting like a handful of them from me, and I always still now regret doing that. And again, it's no knock at JT. I'll do the exact same thing. If the roles were reversed, I'd be like, hey, you wanted to get rid of this? And I'm sure he gave me some stuff at the time that I really enjoyed. I'm sure it was like some Otanis or Ichiro or whatever. But I remember now thinking, man, dude, should I would have been like, nah, I ain't getting rid of any try. I don't care how insignificant the card seems to be. And I mean, I know a little bit of the shine has kind of worn off the last few months off of him, which I thought is about right. People got him at the level of like godlike in the hobby, and I'm like, no, that don't work for me. Personally, that doesn't work for me. But yeah, that's one of the few that I'm kind of like, man, I wish I could have go back in time and redo that one a little bit, redo that trade. What's up, Henry? Let's see what it says here. I was trying to find other cards with famous people in the background. Oh, yeah. Know any others other than Menendez and the Corey Haim cards? There's a couple with presidents in the background with baseball I've heard about and seen. I don't know if I've seen, I gotta say, but like they're behind home plate. Sometimes I think I've heard about some of that. I think there's a couple with Jack Nicholson with some basketball ones, and Spike Lee also is in a couple of some of those cards, but you really got to be like an eagle eye, and I'm not for sure a lot of the details of it. But yeah, with other famous people, I'm not for sure. I never really thought about it. I mean, that's a cool one to do for sure. That's very cool. It probably would be one difficult to find just because you really have to be looking at lots of cards, or somebody's already had done the work for you. And two, but the second thing is that it would be a fun one to do because surely, don't call me Shirley, there cannot be that many cards out there floating around that have celebrities, accidentally in their card. That probably cannot be a common occurrence that you're gonna see that. So yeah, that's a cool idea, but I'm not for sure where to even begin to look for that kind of stuff because that takes a lot of time and detail to really, look at cards and be like, hold on, wait, is that George W. Bush's card or whatever? So I think that you would see that like, what is that Liberace? Is Liberace in this card? How the heck that happened? So for sure. And here's a set here that some great bloke sent me years ago. It's a numbered Spectrum Diamond Club. And I know I've shown this before, but this is the whole set. There's 6 cards. Got Johnny Bench, which is cool. You got Frank Robinson with the Orioles, which is cool. We got Mike Schmidt, Michael Jack Schmidt. Oh, Jack and Jaw. Then we got Kaya Skrimsky. Kyle. Yes. Let me flip that big boy around. Then we got Catfish. He was catfishing before catfish was cool. Jim Catfish Hunter. And then last but surely not least, shout out to the Fox Bros, Rod Carew, also Brent at Near Mint Musing. Shout out to Brent. He's a good bloke. I've been getting caught up on his videos. I'm going back to the guys that I really enjoyed watching their content. They were just really good and steady on what they did. There wasn't a lot of flash and splash. Definitely wasn't a lot of clash and cash. It was just, good old timey cards, just enjoying the hobby. And he definitely one of those guys that just enjoys the hobby. And so I went back to his channel. I'm almost caught up with his stuff. I've been watching it today. Obviously, I went back to Tony's channel, JP Wisco. Of course, I'm always, my buddies, Bowman 53 and Alex and Bob Lewis, of course. And Mark Stove Sports, a lot of those guys I'm watching. So yeah, I'm watching a whole lot of people still. I'm actually like kind of watching more than I don't comment really much anymore just because of this. I've kind of lost the interest to comment on a lot of people's chat. I will comment on Mike Baseball Collector because he usually says something stupid on his videos, or Vince Clear to a lesser degree. And I don't mean that in a way that I'm sure it comes across that way, but it is what it is. Like sometimes he'll say some ridiculous stuff, and I'm like, dude, seriously. Like I really want to like you, Mike, sometimes, but you make it so difficult. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing, man? You always should think, well, should I say this before I'm gonna get ridiculed for it? And the answer is he's gonna say it anyways and just deal with the fallout. But I do enjoy watching his videos, all kidding aside, because there's no denying his collection's amazing. His knowledge is up there. And I do like the way he talks about the hobby and collecting. I do enjoy it. It's informative, but that's the thing. I watch all his stuff. I enjoy. I've got caught up on his stuff as well as Bench Clear to be on top, and I do enjoy it. I do enjoy this channel a whole lot, but sometimes I'm just like, here we go again. Here we go again. But you know what? It's one of those like love to hate relationships I have with Mike. But yeah, man, I've been enjoying trying to get caught up with some people's channels. Trying to think of somebody else, some other people. I need to start watching Jesse's stuff again. Rick, you're on there. Henry, no, I never really left Henry's channel. I've always been kind of lurking, but I'm just not, like I said, I'm not commenting anymore. I don't really, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I'm not really interested in like trying to build up what I had done in the past. Like, if people come to my channel still and want to watch my videos and talk shop, and that's awesome. That's great, But I feel like at this point, I'm just not as committed to, I don't know, like trying to, be all things to all people in the community, What up, Yanks? Yeah, I need to get back on your channel, dude. I know you're a fantastic watch. I need to remember that. I need to write myself a mental note. Get back on the New York Yanks Fan 7's channel. I know you probably haven't done a whole lot, so it'll be good to see you. Yeah, what up? It's definitely gonna be worth your time, homie. I just got to give you a shout out. I know you need all the support you can get, Mark. Monsters of the Midway, baby. Way, thanks, man. I appreciate it, brother. It's been cool because I've been getting a couple people that I haven't seen before pop on my channel, which is cool to get some new blood. Obviously, I've been away a while, and so some people who don't know who I am probably come to my channel. And even though I always try to start out playing nice. We all know that, right? We all know I'm a pretty easygoing guy, but once you've done something dumb, or baseball's done something dumb, or a person in baseball, or whatever happens, I'm going to end up saying something. I just can't let those things. I can't let those transgressions slide. I just don't do it. I know a lot of people do like that to come to my channel. They give me the thumbs up and the thumbs down. A lot of those videos, like I did one about old Dinger a couple days ago, and that was one I just did on a whim. Just did it. It's funny because I feel like people. I don't know. There's like some kind of reverse psychology that's happening sometimes. If people thumb down the video because they don't like what I have to say, or they thumb down it because of the subject matter deserves to get a thumb down. So sometimes you don't know how it plays out. You're just like, and we all know I could care less about thumbs down. So some people are thumbs down in the video trying to like hurt my feelings or something, or trying to be like, oh, I'm going to teach you a lesson. Well, that joke's on you because I really honestly could care less. But I do find it funny because I'm like, well, that situation, I would thumbs down that because it's so ridiculous and terrible. Like, why would these, jackasses do what they did and say what they said about old poor Dinger and the old man? But then I'm thinking, maybe they're like, screw you, Jason, which is very possible as well. It could be a combination of both. You couldn't do like a sideways thumb. You couldn't be like, yeah, you make some good points, and yeah, racism's bad, but it's coming out of your mouth and I hate you. So you just don't know. We need a big controversy to get the ball rolling on the jump. Oh, trust me, Mark, there's probably won't be too hard to find. I'm sure. I know Phil sometimes still feeds me. Feed me, Seymour. But Phil still tries to feed me stories or situations or scenarios that's been playing out to get my response. And, I've always done it privately over the last, I guess, year now, probably, maybe longer. So I stopped getting, I guess I'm kind of pulling the curtain back a bit now, because Phil was one of those guys back in the day that would like get me. He knew that I would say something, not really get me riled up because I would say something anyways, but he'd bring it to my attention because it was brought to his attention and he found out. And then I would go on and do a live video and he'd be in the background like, yes, go Jason, go, attack. Like a pit bull, and bite down and just, and just shake your head as hard as you can. So he still will do that to a certain degree, but I don't do those videos anymore where I'm like going off and trying to attack people in their community, not necessarily. But like I said, I still will see things like Mark will say, find a good controversy and get it going, and people come to the channel, because we all know no matter what, people love controversy, people love conflict. Even if the end result is trying to gain a understanding or get some kind of, enlightenment, if you will, from the situation, people still like to see the drama from your mama, not Obama. You still get that. Right on a llama. So, you just never know. So it happens. I mean, it is what it is. It's cool because even though I've been getting some, over the last 6 months, I guess, what March, April, May, June, July, August, I started coming back in July. So 5 months, I guess, is more of a fair amount of months. Yeah, Henry, Dinger, whoa now, I know. So that, but out of 5 months, I've had quite a few people that I would not think reach out to me and check on me, which is really cool, and people that I were really close to didn't. That's interesting. Did you ever find that interesting? I will say publicly, Mark has always been really good about keeping in touch. That means a lot to me, man. I really do. Hey, man, see you later, Mark. I'll throw out that little thank you to you before you're heading out. But, Mark is one of those guys that would contact me, once every month or so, check it in to see how I was doing. I want to say thanks to some of those guys. Of course, Bob would do it, What up, BF Golf? Time. Yeah, man, you've been here all the time, bro. Broheem. But let me get the music going. I feel like Jason's getting ready to get lit, and I don't even have any drinks in front of me. This is all straight sober. Well, I'm always sober, but this is all straight with no liquid of any kind. I might need to have my son go grab me a water or whatnot. But yeah, Mark, Bob, surprisingly, were very good about keeping in touch. Don, Field of Dreams, I believe. Don, Baseball Field of Dreams or whatever. I can't remember exactly. He reached out to me, I think, 1 or 2 times, which was really cool. One guy, he reached out to me yesterday, and I don't remember his channel. You might be here because I didn't mark you in my phone. What your channel's name is. I can't remember the name, but you did put your name in the description. But he reached out to me yesterday when I was watching the game with Luca, the Field of Dreams game, and he was like, "Hey man, I noticed you've been back doing videos. I'm just glad to see you back." And that was so nice. That was obviously completely unsolicited. And I'm sorry I don't remember the guy's channel, and I can't remember the guy's name necessarily. I honestly don't remember. But if you're in here right now, it might be somebody in here right now. I can't remember. Sometimes you guys will tell me privately your real names or whatever, but like on here you don't. But if somebody's messaged me yesterday during the Field of Dreams game and was like, "Hey, Jason, I'm glad you're back," or I've appreciated your videos and you coming back, that means a lot to me, guys, because there's quite a few people in this community that didn't even bother doing that. And it's kind of weird because even if there's people that I knew personally who've taken a step away or whatever, I still reach out and check in on them. To my knowledge, I've done that to quite a few people. Now, if I wasn't like super close to them, yeah, probably not. But if I was like every video, watching what you're doing and everything, I felt like I was pretty good at reaching out over the years. And, and you all can call me out if that's not true. I mean, but I feel like I'm a pretty good, person because I always like camaraderie and hanging out. I'm the guy that sends random people a text and go, "Hey, I'm going to go live. You want to go live? You want to go live?" to like 40 people. And then sometimes I'll get like 10 people who say yes, and sometimes I'll get 0 people because, people, it's last minute. I totally get it. And I don't try to ask literally everybody I know, but I ask quite a few. But I will say there's one guy in particular on and I don't think his channel's super big, and it doesn't matter. That's neither here nor there. But he was a guy that like nobody really watched, and I would put him over a whole lot and told a lot of people about his channel. And I think that he must have got butthurt by me like leaving or whatever. And so I asked him recently, about 3 weeks ago, I was like, hey man, I'm gonna go live. Would you go? And he just was like, no, I can't do it. No, I don't want to because I'm busy. Not because like, hey, screw you, Jason. It just was like, no, I'm not going to go live with you or whatever. I was just like, okay, all right now. Look, check out the big balls on you. So I think that he must have got real butthurt that I must have hashtagged walked away, and I wasn't to his approval. And that's fine. There's no big deal. And I mean, like I said, he has a really cool collection of stuff. But, you know, he's one of those guys that's not like overtly excitable on his channel. So it's, you know, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm not trying to run the guy into the ground, but he would definitely let me know in the, you know, when there's like, what's the word when there's like not a lot of said, but what was said was pretty powerful. That's the situation that happened. I'm not going to say his name because, you know, he didn't make it personal or nothing. And I'm not about to like, you know, being a dick just to be a dick. Like, you know, shockingly, I know my people talking about Mark talking about, yeah, it was jabs. Mark talking about controversy. I don't want to do that. That's not to this guy here. I'm sure it is, you know, he's a little bit older guy. I think he just was like a little bit miffed. At least that's the impression I got. Maybe I'm wrong, but you know how Texas can go. You read a lot more into a text than maybe that might not be there. You kind of fill in the gaps. So it is what it is. You know, it's fine. But I thought it was interesting because this person had always been like, man, I want to go live with you. And he never could based off of his work schedule. And then right before I got out of doing the whole YouTube stuff, he sent me a message not too long ago. He was like, hey, man, at my job, I'm finally off from the evenings now. I would love to go live with you. And I was like, all right, that's cool. And then not too long after that, I, you know, hopped off. And so, I don't know, maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. I probably put too much thought into it even at this point. It was an interesting talking point. That's the reason why I brought it up. Because you never know, dude. People just get super butthurt. Like, you know, I was like, I even had a couple of guys tell me, like, you know, I voted for you into the head of the YouTube Hall of Fame, and now you're leaving. And I'm like, dude, I told you the reasons why I'm leaving. It's not like I'm just being stupid just for stupid sake. It's like there's a purpose behind it. I'm like totally turned off by what's going on in baseball. It has nothing to do with you. And it was weird. It was like being asked to prom and then telling the person who asked you, no, I don't want to go with you. Some people got really butthurt. So I was like, all right, well, I didn't realize we were going steady, everybody. I apologize that this was more serious a relationship than I thought it was. My on-air persona is boring, I think. Yeah, I think mine might be too animated. But if people know me off camera or off YouTube, I'm pretty much the exact same person. Like, I'm not anybody different. Like, today, me and Troy Rudder were talking on the phone. And Troy's another great guy that kept in touch the whole time. I would dare say Troy is probably the best person of all the people to keep in touch. I mean, Troy was like, I feel like sometimes Troy and I would talk multiple times in a week. Probably more times than we did when I had my channel going. But Troy was sending me silly topics and videos about, you know, him posting his new videos on his channel and about advertisements and trying to make money off of people, which I thought was hilarious. And I had fun with that, you know. But there are people out there who I still had a good time with and enjoyed each other's time. But, you know, I'm the same way with Troy that I am, you know, in front of the camera or whatnot. I mean, everybody knows that, I think, at this point, after going on 4 years of doing this in some capacity, for sure. A lot of Hall of Famers have little contact. They got in and got out. That's true. That is true, Henry. That's a good point. That is a very good observation, for sure. Yeah, there are, you know, so it is what it is, you know. And I think, honestly, at this point, unless somebody else, I guess, takes over the reins, it's done. It's done. It's dead. It's dead as a door now. So, but yeah. So what, we got any topics? Talk about controversy. Any topics tonight? Did everybody watch the Field of Dreams game last night on Fox? White Sox versus Yanks. I watched the majority of it with my son. I missed the first few minutes, and I heard that was pretty cool introduction. Excuse me. I missed the first few minutes, so I don't remember seeing. I didn't see what happened. I caught the very first pitch of the first inning. I said dinner, not dinner. I had dinner with my son earlier today after I picked him up from football. He asked if we could go to Taco Bell, so we went to Taco Bell. You know, honestly, about Jabs, yeah, I need to go back and watch the beginning of it because I know that's going to be awesome. So I'm sure it's on YouTube. So I need to go back on the tubes and check it out and watch it. I'm sure it's probably very emo. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I've talked about Jabs so many times back in the day when I felt like Jabs was more relevant in this community. I think it was a little bit more people weren't in on what was going on with that guy. So I don't really feel like I can offer much more information. I'm assuming he's still the same person he was all those years ago, scamming people and taking advantage of people's either ignorance or not being naive. So I'm assuming that's still happening. I know somebody. Hey, all right, see you later, Rick. Take care, man. Appreciate it. I know somebody said recently, like, you were able to get wax and you weren't able to, Jabs didn't buy up all the wax from you or from your store. So apparently the guy's still going to every store under the sun and buying up all the wax, or that must be an ongoing thing that he does or has done in the past. So, which again doesn't surprise me at all if we all know anything about that guy. He's definitely all about himself and trying to make every cent he can off of people. So it doesn't surprise me he's that guy that goes in and spends, $300 on a couple blasters that he's going to try to turn around and sell for, 800 or whatever he's trying to do. Would not surprise me in the least. Oh, I didn't know I had two of these. So yeah. I would never send him a nickel, but enjoy the breaks. Yeah. I went to Walgreens, no cards. Yeah, I don't even think about going to Walgreens. I guess that's a good place to go because I don't know people in my community, in my area, maybe they do, I'm sure, even know that Walgreens even has cards. I would assume at this point they probably do. I'm sure everybody knows everything that's under the sun that could be a way to get cards. So, yeah, I need to maybe check that out sometime. That'd be cool to see. But yeah, I never done Walgreens. Like I said before, I went to a store last week and I was able to come across a couple of boxes like I showed off on the video. I did it with Luca. I gave them all to Luca. Actually, they're hanging up in Luca's room right now. The boxes, I sleeved up all the rookie cards for him and then just left him have it. Yeah, I haven't seen him do a break in 2 years. So yeah, I don't even like the dude's voice. I can't even stand listening to the dude talk golf. So I couldn't even watch a video of him breaking because it'd break my eardrums. I'm sure. Make the money on the Patreon stuff. Yeah, I'm sure he is, or he's trying to. How about Jeff Wilson? Don't know who Jeff Wilson is. Cracker Barrel supposedly had cards. Oh yeah, back in the day, I don't know if Cracker Barrel's still doing that. But that's true. I actually ended up winning 2 years ago, year and a half ago. There's a Cracker Barrel not too far from my house. Actually, it's the next town over. And I was there with Luca. He loves Cracker Barrel's breakfast, and he did like their chicken and dumplings, and then he liked the big breakfast. So I went there one time with him on just a random Sunday morning or Friday morning or something, and they had a bunch of packs. So I bought them all. They were like, "You want them all?" I'm like, "Yep, just buy them all." I mean, they were all like marked down pretty low too, so I was pretty cool. So it wasn't a whole lot. It was like maybe $20-something worth of packs, but it was cool. And I don't think I've got anything big out of them either. I'm sure they were either already picked over, or everybody who molests those packs of cards are like going over, touching them and squeezing them down as they try to put their thumbs and fingers across to see there's a thickie in there or whatever. And molest the cards real good. So by the time I got to them, 2 years later or however long they've been sitting around, I had, just your random whatever packs of cards that had all the hits either, picked out of them already or didn't have any. Nothing is close. CB is hour from out. What's CB? CB. I'm trying to think of what CB can be. I don't know. That must be an Oregon thing. CB. Charlie Brown? Remember when they had cards in every little grocery store? Oh, yeah, dude. For sure, golf. I mean, that was crazy. I remember them being in all the convenience stores. I also remember them being in pharmacies. Let me turn this down. This is getting a little bit loud. But yeah, they have them in pharmacy. Oh, Cracker Barrel. I'm sorry. That's obvious. Apologize, Henry. Yeah, the Cracker Barrels in Indiana are everywhere. They're like one in every like small town that feels like off the highway. So if you live in Indiana and you live off the highway somewhere, there's probably a Cracker Barrel within like a 20-minute radius. But yeah, I mean, pharmacies had them. Every little like convenience store had cards. Every like grocery store I felt like had cards. I mean, I remember like thinking everywhere I went used to have cards. I mean, nowadays, there's definitely that demand for cards being everywhere, but mostly they're relegated to like big box stores. And as we all know now, that has been like, picked over 10 times over. So you like, if you find any cards now in a card shop or a card store, at a big box store, then it's like striking gold. It's like, woo! It's like, what is this? Texas tea. This black gold comes running through the cards because that's what it is. Because you pretty much given up. Like when I found, like I said, yeah, Big Lots. The Big Lots by my house hasn't had cards in years. Like at least the last year and a half. I mean, I think I went there one time with me and Sean Stealing Second. We went together, and I think he picked up a pack or two a couple years ago. And like Dick's Sporting Goods, and like other like local sports shops. And I think there was like a couple times that you could buy a couple packs here and there, but they've all been bought up or bought out, so I don't see any of those places have that stuff anymore. And if they do get them, they're gone before I get there, that's for sure. Oh, yeah, man. I mean, buying boxes wasn't even a thing when I was a kid. I mean, no one bought boxes. Everybody bought packs. I mean, back then, you had to have pretty good money to buy boxes of wax. And if people were buying wax, they weren't like cracking it in like the groceries. In the like card shops. They were taking it home, and going through because back then people were building sets and people were like big time player collectors and they would really do trades and things. Like nowadays it's all about just getting the hits and throwing everything in the trash or the fire pit, whatever you prefer. I mean, nowadays it's they just don't even care about the cards unless it's a major hit or it's a major player. Or if it's a rookie card, I guess, maybe to a lesser degree, unless it's a big name rookie at the moment. Most times people just take stacks of cards and just throw in the garbage. I've had quite a few YouTubers who would never say this publicly tell me privately that they throw cards in the trash all the time and they don't collect. And I'm like, wow. And I don't think anything less of them. I'm like, whatever, you spend your money, you do whatever you want with your money and your cards. If you want to throw them all in a fire pit, you want to throw them all in the garbage, you want to, give them away, you want to whatever, you want to roll them up and snort coke out of them. Whatever you do is none of my business. But I was surprised at how many people have told me privately that, they just don't have room for it. And so why, instead of like what I had done in the past, I would just buy monster boxes and just fill the monster boxes with all the, base cards or junk cards or, commons or whatnot. But I've sold through all that. So I'm really down now to just, I have quite a few monster boxes, but it's filled with stuff that either I'm going to keep or high-end stuff that I want to sell or things that's like it's on the line. Like I got a bunch of boxes of rookie cards for it. I got 2 or 3 boxes just filled with just like rookie cards I've got sleeved up and I'm just letting them marinate for a couple years. The boom slang. Send your cards to Boom Slang. I don't even know what Boom Slang is. Is that an Australian card company? Is it with Bushwhackers, even though they're from New Zealand? Hello. Hold on, wait. That's Jim Duggan. But yeah, old Luke Bushwhacker Luke and I don't know the other guy's name. Old Luke and Duke. No, that's not true. I don't remember. But anyways, so yeah, I don't know, man. Like it is what it is. Oh, this is cool. Christian Yelich box topper. I don't. I'm sure somebody must have given me that. 2020. So this was last year. That's cool. Ugh. So yeah, let's see here. Boomslang is the kind of monster boxes of random cars who live streams his grabs. Huh. Is the king. Oh, I'm sorry. Boomslang is the king of monster boxes of random cars. Yeah. Yeah, never heard of him. Obviously, it sounds like he must be pretty popular from based on the way I'm reading your message here, Henry, but never heard of him. Yeah, I'm not gonna say. I mean, I don't watch. If you're breaking wax, I can guarantee you I ain't watching that. I have zero interest in almost anything modern day of anybody. Like I said, I'm watching. I'll collect my Japanese guys, but I can't think of a guy that I would collect now that's playing baseball that I have any interest in supporting. Maybe like shoot, what's the guy's name? All of a sudden, it like escapes me. What's the guy with the Baltimore Orioles who just survived colon cancer? That guy seemed like such a class act. He did an autograph for Luka years ago when we went to a Orioles Yankees game. See, I can't even think of the guy's name. I mean, that's how much I'm not into watching modern day. Like yesterday was the first time Trey Mancini. Thank you. That's right, Trey Mancini. He'd be the kind of guy that I would definitely probably love to collect because he seemed like such a good dude. I mean, he was so nice to my son, and then of course, like hearing his struggle with colon cancer and coming out on the other side of it, and his testimony and this, it was awesome. But I mean, yesterday I was watching the baseball game with my son. And I had not seen the Yankees or the White Sox or, like I said, anybody play this entire year, basically. I think I watched like 5-10 minutes of the All-Star game with Luka, and then he was like, okay, I'm done watching. Ohtani's no longer, hitting or he's not pitching anymore or whatever. So I never seen Eloy Jimenez. I think he was batting. I think it's the first time I've seen him. I never seen Tim Anderson, Jose Abreu. I know some of these guys have been around a while. I never see. I saw Judge really for the first time play because I hadn't really watched Yankees play a lot before. I mean, I know he'd been hurt off and on. Giancarlo Stanton, same way. First time I think I saw him play in live when he played with the Marlins years ago, but I never seen him play. I don't think really. I'm trying to think of who else I saw play. I mean, pretty much all those guys. A lot of those guys I had never seen playing for, never, or I never seen them play for a couple years. So it was kind of cool to watch because it was really for me like watching for the first time baseball. I was like, wow, this is cool. Like one of the catcher for the Yankees, Kyle Higashioka, I believe he's a catcher. I didn't realize he's a Japanese. I mean, he obviously his dad has to be Japanese or somebody is. I guess it could be his mom, but his last name's Higashioka or Shoka, or I think. But anyway, that was pretty cool. I didn't know that he was the catcher. It was pretty good. What's your Japanese connection? Never heard you say, oh, dude, golf. Really? You don't know this story? Well, I'm not going to bore everybody to death with the whole story because I've talked about it, I'm sure, a lot. So everybody's probably going to be like, dude, I've heard this story so many times, Jason. But the short version is my son is half Japanese. His mother's Japanese. I was a missionary in Japan for off and on for 12 years. So I was teaching in Japan English as a missionary essentially, and that's how I got connected to the Japanese baseball. There's a lot of the players that are popular in America now or were popular in America now. I got to see them in Japan back in the day before they got big in America, or at least they got big enough to come to America and then give the old college try. And so that's my big connection with Japan in a nutshell is living over there, working over there, my son being half Japanese, and all that. It's a cool connection that he can have. Like, he obviously is a huge Otani fan right now because everybody is. Like when I was an Otani fan 3 years ago, when he came in hot and then cooled off big time because he kept getting hurt until this year. Like he was kind of like, yay, Otani, that's cool. I mean, he was more like all about Ichiro because Ichiro was like the hot Japanese ball player. And of course, I've taught him everything he knows about Ichiro. Like I would always talk about everything about Ichiro because he was my favorite player of all time. And then this year, when everybody got on the Showtime train, he got more into Shohei Ohtani. Now he has some Shohei Ohtani cards hanging up in his room, and he has displays. But he can, obviously, you can connect with a player that looks like you, looks more like you. Obviously, baseball has had quite a few over since Nomo, since the mid '90s. Japanese ball players coming over, but very few of them have really taken off and really made a huge splash in America and for a long period of time. Because really, I mean, Nomo to a lesser degree for sure, but aside from Ichiro, there hasn't been too many Japanese ball players that really had that much of an impact as much as Ohtani has finally started having and maybe will continue to have for years to come. But a lot of people were high up on him on 2018, and then he got hurt in 19, and then he was still hurt in 20, and people just kind of gave up on him. And so I was still buying up tons of Ohtani stuff. And I was trying to get my son excited about Shohei Ohtani, but he was hurt and not playing or not playing to his potential. So he was kind of like, man, yeah, Ohtani's cool. But now he's like, Dad, let's go and get boxes of cards and see if we get some Ohtanis. And I'm like, it'd probably be easier just to buy the cards off of eBay and you can get them in your collection and try to open up boxes of cards and to see if we get Ohtani. That's fun and we can do that. That should be our main course of action. One, because we can't find Ohtani, or we can't find boxes of cards hardly. And two, there's no guarantee you're going to get an Ohtani card out of a box. And after we opened up 2 boxes last week, guess what? No Ohtani cards, not that I'm aware of. So there you go. So it definitely, we got a Hideki Matsui, not Rick, but a card, but not Ohtani. So, but anyways, yeah, golf. One of these days, if you want, I could do a more in-depth conversation about Japan and my connection to Japan and baseball and all that. I would love to do that, but I don't want to do that right now just because I've discussed it before. But maybe I could do that in another time and we can kind of have that conversation because I think a lot of people do find it interesting and I like to talk about it. But I know that conversation has been had by me at least a handful of times. So, but that's it. Hopefully that answers your question, the Cliff Notes version of the question you asked. But anyways, guys, this is going on an hour and 18 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. Hope you all enjoyed. It has been fun doing this. I honestly didn't think anybody would pop on. I just thought let's do this for kicks and giggles. But we'll do it again soon sometime. So until then, peace. Maybe.